Hey guys, Zero here and I'm back with another video. For this video guys, we'll be doing chapter 866 of One Piece. Now guys, the background is going to stay relatively the same. It's going to be around Big Mom because this was a pretty big Big Mom and Elbaf chapter. Now obviously, like many of us speculated, we ran into a flashback about Elbaf, and very interesting. We found out the biggest thing that we've been trying to figure out for the longest time, and that is why exactly did the Giants hate Big Mom initially? Because I know a lot of people think that they hate her because of the whole Lola situation, but that's not the case. That was just the second reason they hated Big Mom. But prior to them hating her because of the Lola incident, um, they actually hated her for a totally different reason. And in this chapter, you find out that that reason was because Big Mom destroyed the village of Elbaf during a fasting period where you have to fast for 12 days, and then when you complete it, you are worthy of receiving the blessings of the sun. But because she didn't make it, and she defeated and she destroyed everything, one of the heroes of Elbaf deemed her not worthy and was about to essentially take her out. So let's go back to the beginning of this chapter, right? We see Big Mom's parents leaving her, saying, "Oh, Daddy gotta go to work," blah blah blah. Sugarcoating it, and they're crying because they're about to abandon their daughter. But they abandoned her somewhere that they knew a mother would come pick her up. And Mother Caramel, who in her younger days was known as Sister Caramel, was apparently a very prominent person. So much so that she actually was the reason that the original crewmates of Bori and Bragi were spared. They were going to be executed by the world government, but because she intervened and said no, forgive their sins, let them go, they did. But her argument was pretty sound. I mean, she stated that by executing them, all you're going to do is force Elbaf to create another army and take revenge on humans. And that's a very valid point, you know. So luckily they heard her plea, and they were pardoned. And again, the whole chapter was very Elbaf heavy. We see Elbaf, we see the two heroes who were the former, I guess you could say, the initial captains of the giant pirates. A guy named Joruru and Jaruru, they're around 345, 344 years old. Interesting designs. Um, they do mention that Prince Loki was born around a 12-day fast, if I'm not mistaken. He was born around that time period. We get a glimpse at Hajrudeen, however you say his name, the rookie giant that Luffy knocked out in Dressrosa. We see glimpses of him in this chapter, so that was pretty interesting. We see a lot of interesting stuff in this chapter. Big Mama was an ugly baby. She ugly as hell. For 5 years old, she ugly. Um, so now I'm wondering, is this chapter going to segue into a continuation, or is it going to go somewhere else? Because from what I'm gathering, because there was no Straw Hats involved in this chapter, which I think was interesting because I know a lot of people say that they should. A lot of people lose interest when the Straw Hats aren't in it, but I think that's acceptable when it's done right. And this is the type of chapter where we didn't need no Straw Hats, and it was perfect because it gave us what we wanted. Everybody knew it was gonna be an Elbaf chapter anyway, so it's not like we were expecting the Straw Hats to be in it. So really good on that note, and it really I think we can really understand where Big Mom gets her ideologies from, because Mother Caramel was of the mind that everybody should get along no matter what race, gender, or whatever you are. So she did get some of that, but we can see that even at 5 years old, Big Mom had a nasty thirst for freaking candy and sweets, just nasty. Um, I love the chapter, guys. It was a really good chapter. Like I said, seeing how Hajrudeen as a little kid was insane. Seeing her how she was Big Mom was abandoned. Seeing her ugly self, it was funny. And seeing Mother Caramel, her better days. What? But all in all, pretty good chapter. I'm interested in seeing what happens next because I don't. He obviously didn't kill her, so I don't know if he actually injured her or if she killed him. Which if she ended up killing him, I guess that's even more reason why they hated her because she killed them all. So that's all I got for this chapter, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you guys next video. Peace!